Hello there. The Queen's speech that opened this session of Parliament started off with the statement that the government's priority has always been to secure Brexit on the 31st of October. There are now only 17 days to go to Brexit, and not all of them will be parliamentary sitting days. In fact, it's been confirmed on the Hansard website that the House of Commons debate on the Queen's speech will conclude on the 22nd of October, meaning that votes will take place on the 22nd and possibly 21st of October. That's next Monday and Tuesday, when there could be as few as 9 days left to Brexit Day. Bear that in mind as you consider how much has to be achieved for the UK to actually leave the EU on time, if we are to leave with a Brexit deal fully in place. However, the Queen's speech states it quite clearly that it is still the aim to leave the EU on the 31st of October. But the introductory text to the speech by the Prime Minister himself failed to mention the date of the 31st of October at all. What it did say, though, was such things as, "People are tired of stasis, gridlock and waiting for change." Then, "and they don't want to wait any longer to get Brexit done and to answer that clarion call of 17.4 million people in the greatest exercise of democracy in our national history." And, "as we leave the European Union," as well as, "and as we get Brexit done, so we will re-energise and unite our country." But as well as the date, the terms "deal or no deal" or "whatever happens" did not appear in the PM's own screed either. Now, as I've explained before, if the withdrawal agreement is agreed in the Commons, a political declaration has to also be agreed on a separate vote by MPs, and then comes the hefty withdrawal agreement bill that has to be enacted, as well as things like the immigration bill and the finance bill just to start with. Time is not smiling on this, so it begs the question as to how Boris possibly hopes to leave the EU with a deal by the 31st of October when there is still so much to do to actually achieve it legally. Or is it the aim, really, to have a no-deal Brexit? Well, if it is, we'll have Gina Miller hauling him in front of the courts for lying via the Queen's speech, won't we? Then up pops the leader of the House of Commons, Jacob Rees-Mogg, to throw a rock in the Remainer Ben Surrender Act pond by saying on the BBC Radio 4 Westminster Hour programme that being forced to abide by that act is a very interesting speculation on what the law of the land is. But unfortunately, or fortunately it may turn out, the law of this land is subject to the law of the European Union apparently, so we'll have to see what the legal eagles think. And when he was asked if Boris Johnson thought he could take his case to the EU courts, Rees-Mogg said, "All I'm saying is that Theresa May got an extension not through UK law but through EU law, and until the 1972 European Communities Act is repealed, EU law is superior law in the UK." And he continued, "The Remainers know that. Remainiacs all know that, because they know it takes two to tango, and any extension has to be agreed by the Council. So the legal questions are sometimes oversimplified, I think." This sounds to me like there's still some plan there to get around the Ben Surrender Act. But as that would almost certainly involve going to the Supreme Court, it's hard to imagine those judges not doing whatever is necessary to accept any extension period the EU offers. Or by his reference to "it takes two to tango," it might mean that the UK government has found a Brexit-friendly EU 27 member state to veto any extension. We'll be finding out in the next week or so anyway. Now, the Queen's speech normally covers government business for the next 12 months, and this one looks to be quite ambitious, especially when you consider that the arithmetic in the House of Commons will probably mean it gets voted down anyway. As a result, many are claiming that Boris just used the Queen this morning as a megaphone for his Tory election manifesto. But I'm not sure what else he could have done. After all, the opposition and Remainers purposely put him in that position by refusing to either table a motion of no confidence, as well as twice turning down the opportunity for a general election. Anyway, there's a bit of a rowdy debate going on right now in the Commons over the Queen's speech, and the opposition is already talking about a second EU referendum. Anyway, what do you think? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. And thank you very much for watching.